What's good, everybody? This is another episode of the established 1982 podcast, the Geek Culture Podcast, hosted by responsibly irresponsible adults that have loved video games, comic books, movies, and TV ever since 1982. This is your boy, the Lawnsman, Wally Analog, and as always, I'm joined by my partner in crime, the gatekeeper of civility and order, Rolls Royce.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And unfortunately, today we are without our wish come true, Wish Kid Jones. She's globetrotting. You know, that's what she does. She just
puts her toes in the sand.
Man, she is an international traveler.
Yes.
And so, as it were, she's unavailable to join us on what she was very excited to talk about. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, in the Multiverse of Madness. But before we get to that, we just want to acknowledge those that have gone out to patreon.com/EST1982 podcast to support us financially, as well as with the time that they spend listening to said podcast. The blurb before, thank you so much for your support. Carrie Ledbetter, Jamal Weidman, representing that Philly Stories for Nerds, Fat Thor Edenson, Mr. Nuts, Tori Moore, Jason Latham, Willis Kelly, JG, the Chic Geek, Militant Billy, aka Mage TV, Enigmatic 52, and Terrence, don't call me Richie Rich. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
Without you, this is very difficult to do, quite honestly. So we thank you for your support and you riding with us for as long as you have. And again, if you are listening to this podcast and you would like to be a supporter of this podcast, patreon.com/EST1982 podcast to pledge as little as $1 to help keep these lights on. Now, with that out of the way, Doctor Strange. This is the second solo film for Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. When they announced this phase some years ago, I marked this one as one that I was eagerly anticipating, as there were very few on the docket that I was not at all. I mean, very few that I was excited about. The most of them I was not at all excited. And this was actually one. Mm-hmm. Until that No Way Home dropped, and I was like, ooh. Yeah, so anyway, let's not go down that rabbit hole again. So,
silence from your boy.
Yeah. So okay, let's just do what we do, right?
Right.
Initial reaction and our rating system. Like, you know, okay. You know how I do mine. You know, however you want to do yours. I got my little system now. Okay. Which now I wish I would have had that system for No Way Home, because I would have.
What's your system?
So basically,
refresh my memory.
I just score. I have two elements in a geek culture movie: story and action.
Right.
And so I rate the two, between 1 to 10, sum them up, and do the average. And so the average of the two numbers is what I score. You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, I keep it simple. It's, no need dwelling on everything else. The only thing that matters in these movies really is a good story and action. Because if you got a comic movie, no action, there's no point in putting that out. Unless
it's like Joker.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
but the story is so brilliant.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if it's done well and it makes sense.
Well, I guess action.
I completely understand what you're saying.
Action proportionate to the story.
Right. Comic books, right? But if it's have a lot of action.
But if it's Marvel, ain't nobody really. Everybody got to knuckle up at some point or another. So there needs to be some kind of action in Marvel. But anyway, that said,
right.
That said, I will defer to you.
Okay.
Now you're fresh off this thing.
Yes.
Like hours. Like you just saw it.
Right.
Right. So your memory is. I'm gonna just let you go since it's right there. Initial reaction and a rating. If you so choose to give it a rating, I'm ready to give mine. But just what you feel?
Oh man.
Just initial. We'll get into the weeds. Just initial.
Okay. Initial reactions. I'll just keep it short and sweet. outside of the obvious cameos, which we will get into.
Yeah.
I felt like it was directionless.
Yeah.
The story just seemed. It's almost like they just use it as a vehicle to, I guess, introduce America Chavez, which I don't have a problem with, but
which you need in order to go in the direction they wanted to as it relates to the multiverse.
Right. But I was a fan of Scott Derrickson's Doctor Strange movie, the first one.
Yes.
Yeah, he directed that movie.
Yes.
Sam Raimi directed this one.
Right.
I love Sam Raimi. He did some classic Spider-Man movies.
Mm-hmm.
But for there was a little excitement about Sam Raimi, joining this, getting on this movie, but yeah, I wasn't feeling it.
Okay.
And it hurts to say that.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, I really like Marvel movies. Like,
you want to like them.
Yeah, I'm rushing to the theater to watch
absolutely
every one
first
of them.
day. Yeah,
first day.
We're not waiting around.
Right.
That's
but
right.
I have to, for me personally, I have to call a spade a spade. Like, I got to be honest.
Yeah, and that's all we want.
Right.
That's all we want. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's my initial reactions.
Okay.
And
No number rating or nothing.
I'm not going to give a number rating.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it back. Okay, you're still processing it, right?
I'm still processing.
But
it's going down because I actually viewed the first Doctor Strange just to kind of balance.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's tough.
I know it.
It's tough.
I know it.
Right. There was a lot of beautiful eye candy here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
All MCU got eye candy. They better for the money they spend.
Right.
Okay, me. Before I went into it, I told though I was like one of the first ones out of everybody to see, and I told everybody that I would give them my 4-word review. Right. And my 4-word review was, for those that know me and I shared with, average with cool surprises.
Right.
It was an average movie, bro.
Right.
And again, action 7, story 6. So that works out. 13 by 2, 6.5. The movie's 6.5.
Yeah,
it's 6.5. It's an average movie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's what it is. It wasn't better than Doctor Strange 1, right?
No,
not even close. And
there's gonna be people that are going to disagree with
us. Oh my
us,
God, yes,
sure.
Dude. We've been on.
And I understand why. Why.
Do you? I don't.
Okay.
I've been trying to figure out why. But I don't know, man. At this point, I think people think I'm just endeavoring to be a contrarian, but it really ain't that, bro. It's like I see what it is now. It's like these movies are just taken for what they are. It's like let's just keep the ball rolling. For the most part, it's just and like you said, it felt directionless like that. But anyway, let's get into it. You want to talk about what you liked about it first, or or what? Let's be clear, right? Like I'm not saying the movie's garbage.
No,
okay, let's get that out of the way. It's underwhelming as hell, though.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like it ain't
as hell. Yes,
it ain't. Yeah. This is not
one you're gonna roll back.
No,
to
I have no desire to
right.
watch this again. Like none.
Right.
2 hours and 6 minutes of meh.
Right.
It's what it is, bro. I don't know, but I guess we could talk about the positives, right?
Right. I'll let you start.
Okay, you hit on one, right? The visual effects. By the way, this is spoiler laden. It's spoilers everywhere. You see the tag on the title, so you know what it is.
Right.
Visuals were great, but
yes.
you have to do. But dare I say, they still may not have been better than the visuals in one. When the buildings would do in the first one, when those buildings were doing all that stuff, and he and Mads were going at it. That stuff was kind of cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But visuals were good, as a Doctor Strange movie should be. Because it's wizardry and sorcery and all of that, you gotta bring it. So, and like I said, the action was cool. I have to say, and I think I told you this offline, man. Strange, as far as the MCU is concerned, is one of the more entertaining dudes to watch in a fight.
Yes.
Like, I still go back and watch that fight on Titan with an Infinity War when he split himself up, and I mean,
he was throwing the bands and stuff.
Dude, Doctor Strange is a hell of a watch, dude. It's like he's maybe the most fun to watch in a fight. I'm trying to see who's
the visual effect. Yeah,
the visual. Yeah, whoever the graphic people, they gotta
hard
go.
On,
they
on
do, and it's just a joy to watch. And so you get that
right
with Doctor Strange. But that being said, the action was still on a level, like I said, it's a 7 to me. You know what I'm saying? I've seen better action in other MCU movies. Visuals don't necessarily mean translate into good action. There's a lot of less impressive visuals in Winter Soldier, but dare I say the action.
Yes.
Ooh, boy. The action in Winter Soldier and like Civil War, those fights, those choreographed fights, the action is on another level.
Right.
That surpasses anything Doctor Strange has ever done.
Right.
But I mean, we're not comparing visuals, right? We're comparing action and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there's your positive. As I said, the story was, just above average. Here lately, I feel like I got a grade on a curve with their stories because their stories ain't been great. But so I'm saying I may be comparing it to a lot of the few, last ones.
So to you, where do you feel like that started?
Story wise,
is it after excuse me, after Endgame?
I feel like they started kind of reaching with Endgame because they had to do something to bring back our beloved characters who ashed out. And so they kind of did that in a hokey way.
Oh.
And that's where I kind of felt like, But then, when I think back on it, I don't know what I would have done to do that. I would have been afraid to ash everybody out without some kind of decent way to get myself out of the painted corner. But I mean, people disagree with me. I mean, I'm that crazy.
I was fine with it because they carried through with the blip, and they keep referencing the blip, and you still see the remnants
okay, so you're
of the
judging
blip.
that story on the context of everything that came behind it, right? Because they're still building on it,
right? Because it's like, I think that's what I like about the MCU movies is they're able to introduce something and then it still has lasting effects. Like when you were doing Infinity Saga, like things kind of rolled into the next and there was a direction made and the movies were solid as introductory movies, introducing you to the character. And it was still like backing up to the larger narrative, like we gotta all fight Thanos. In this phase, I'm starting to struggle. Like I'm starting to struggle with it a little bit because I feel like it's just all over the place.
It is. We don't know, and then all
there's
fairness,
Eternals over here, and then
there's
there's new characters that I don't know about. Star Fox and I just
in all fairness,
right.
I get that we're not supposed to know what's
Correct.
going to happen,
right?
But even when you don't know where, man, you want a sense of when you're being taken anywhere, you want to kind of know that the pilot or the driver kind of knows what they're doing. And right. I get the sense that it feels like they're just throwing stuff against the wall and seeing if it sticks. You
right.
know what I'm saying? And that may not be the case. I mean, it's hard when you're on the outside looking in as we are and you're not privy to the knowledge within. So it's like, just the feeling I have, like you said, all these properties, are you trying to not have them connected in one? Because for example, how is, and we'll talk about, Moon Knight or whatever at some point, but how does Moon Knight connect with some of these other, the Shang-Chi's, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are we keeping them separate in their own, like, sub universes, if I can coin a phrase here, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
because that's how it is in comics. Like, just
right.
because the X-Men are here doesn't necessarily mean they gotta interact with West Coast Avengers here. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
and to keep from derailing on that,
I know.
We'll get back to Doctor Strange, but I personally think that the Disney Plus shows have done a good job of continuing the story.
Yes.
I can give, to answer your question about Moon Knight, I can give Marvel a pass on Moon Knight. I'm still processing Moon Knight.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later.
That's why we're taking longer to get this podcast out.
Yeah.
We're still...
I can give them a pass on that because they're just introducing new characters, and
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have to wedge every character into the narrative.
Right.
Like, I don't want to bring that across. But I will say that for 10 plus years, they were training their audience that there was this big narrative.
Right.
Like, everything is connected
Right.
to this. So now that they're doing this new thing, now, and I don't know if the pandemic has something to do with it, where it's kind of like we're kind of in the middle of, like, oh, we got hit with the pandemic too, and we had to pivot and adjust.
There's a lot of stuff in the can, though, still.
Right, but they still put out those Disney Plus movies during the pandemic, and it still feels like it's pointing to something. Like, Loki points to something, something bigger. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Pointing to the passing of the baton.
But also, Valentina, the Thunderbolts, and all that stuff.
Yep,
and then that kind of carries into Hawkeye.
Yes,
so there's some crossover there.
Right.
So I can see things gelling
Yes.
and coming together. Kingpin and, like that kind of deal.
Right.
So, like, I see it coming together. It's just, I just don't know where they're going with it. It's like, is it Kang? Is it, and to come back to Doctor Strange, I thought, and this might be an unfair expectation, and one thing, that was an expectation that I had to, like, just chunk before I walked in the theater. I think I had an expectation that Doctor Strange was going to drop something on our heads.
Yes.
Because they were teasing it with the trailers.
Yeah.
But that's all they did. I think that's a problem I'm starting to have with Marvel. It's more about
Easter egg-ish stuff.
Well, it's like, we just want to pay fan service and get that reaction versus, like,
doing something compelling.
Right. Like Star Fox. I mean, the Eternals was a struggle to watch, but I'm there. It's like, okay, I'm willing to accept the Eternals, but then when you start giving me these credit scenes where it's like, I forgot the guy's name. Harry Styles. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
What does Star Fox have to do with any of this? Like, I don't
nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
So it's like and I know it's unfair to, like, lump in the end credit scenes, but
no,
that's
what
part
of the lore. That's part of the lore.
But that's what Marvel.
We sit there,
right,
having to pee. We sit there,
right,
waiting,
right,
to the point where you're Googling how many end credit scenes is it?
Right.
Is it worth staying for the last one?
Right,
and all that type of stuff.
Did I wear my Depends today?
Because in those end credit scenes, there was significant, a significant point to something else,
a narrative that's building.
That's
right.
And
the cadence of those end credit scenes led you, like, increased your excitement.
Yes,
but I feel like it's becoming the gimmick now, where not only we're gonna have the end credit scenes, but we're just gonna wedge stuff in here into the movie. And getting back to Doctor Strange, I felt that there was just a big end credit scene that was just wedged in the middle of this movie. Maybe we could start there.
Yeah. Okay. So you're referring to the Illuminati.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I mean, and maybe we shouldn't skip around too much. Maybe
okay.
I guess let's give a quick overview of the story.
Okay. All right. So the introduction of America Chavez is what kicks this thing off, right?
Right. In a different universe.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And Doctor Strange in a different universe running for this book. That's in the middle of this, like, Doctor Strangey kind of dimension-y weird, realm as they do often with Doctor Strange. And, they're being chased by some beast with the charged with the responsibility of accosting this girl for whatever reason. And we find out that this is America Chavez, and she's got the ability to traverse between multiverses. She's powerful. And this is Doctor Strange trying to protect her at all costs due to this power, because if that power falls into the wrong hands, those hands could be responsible for doing a lot of things and a lot of multiverses that are not above board, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it. So, but then, come find out that, Doctor Strange is just dreaming that this is happening. So there's our introduction, but it's not really a dream, because apparently dreams are you're tapping into your other self in another multiverse. I know. Like I said, man, story was a 6, man. I know. Now here's the thing. This my thoughts about what I've come to learn her name in the comics is Miss America. Thank you, Rowls, for that education, because I couldn't find her in my encyclopedia, because I was literally looking under America Chavez, and then we had to go all the way to the M's, and then there she was, explaining that this is comics accurate, right? This girl has the ability to traverse. Now, this was, in my opinion, Marvel's / Disney's way of getting access to the multiverse immediately without having to do a whole lot of other stuff. Like, this is their way in, because here's the thing, and we talked about this before. I am confused now as to what is more important and what is more crucial. And I'm getting, and the lines are blurred for me between these two: multiverse and multiple timelines. Right? So I thought we was going to stick to one. I thought the timelines were going to be where we would see different variations of different Marvel characters. I didn't realize it was that multiverse thing, or are they one and the same?
I think it's one and the same.
But really, I don't get the sense that they are, because they didn't really. They didn't
go into it in this movie. I don't even know why this was called the Multiverse of Madness.
Right. So I thought that the timelines was the thing.
Oh,
and so am I to understand that America Chavez is the portal between said timelines? Because the way it is now, multiple timelines and multiverse are phrases to be used interchangeably, apparently.
Right.
Am I to understand that? Because I don't know what's what. I can deal with multiple timelines running in parallel, and there are representations of every person in each one.
Right.
And so what is the multiverse? That's the same thing, right? Is that, I guess we'll find out later.
So in reference to America Chavez, she can travel between the multiverse, but she can also travel through time. So there's time. I guess you would consider it time and space, and it's all like lumped into one.
Okay.
That's the way I treat it.
All right.
So, like, yes, there might be a 1940s, timeline out there, or universe or something like that. Or I don't know. I mean, pretty much a lot of this stuff is like whatever we want it to be. Like they said, like they passed through one universe and they were all paint. Yes. And she said it was hard to eat in that universe, and I was like, well, of course you're paint, I guess. Why would you go there? Yeah.
Now it's to be noted that she has no control of this. She only, when she's stressed out or whatever, opens these portals.
Right.
So it's completely an emotional thing.
That was a thing
Yeah.
For some reason I struggled with that one.
I did too.
Because it's like, well,
like you don't even know how to do it. Like you're just doing it, but then you talk like you're this experienced person. You just kind of going from place to place, but you just end up where you end up.
Yeah, I wonder how she got scared in the Paint universe. Like, how do you get scared there? I guess. Maybe because there was a demon there that was made of paint, and I don't know. I just I don't,
thinner man.
Anyway, I felt like I don't have a problem with her character at all. I like her character. I like the power set. Mm-hmm. I just felt like it was forced in this movie. Yeah. For some reason, and I can't put my finger on it.
Well, who else would have? I mean, like I said, she's comics accurate in that she has that ability to travel back and forth through different multiverses. Is there anybody else? Like how else would you propose that we open up the possibility of the multiverse without?
My problem with Doctor Strange, and I'll get to it. They introduced the multiverse in the first Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah,
that was the
They talk.
In order for Doctor Strange to create spells, he has to draw energy from the multiverse.
Mm-hmm. So you would rather Doctor Strange be the one to open up that portal?
Well, again, he did a spell where he
should be able to. He's done a lot of more magnificent stuff.
Right.
That one should be. But here's the thing, and we talked about this.
So
earlier.
I guess like no, and again, I'm not. This is not opening up a can of worms for No Way Home, but
right.
I guess that spell only opened the Sony universe and
that's correct.
Universe. Okay.
Yeah, because remember
so it wasn't a multiverse thing there.
It was get Spider-Man on over to Sony.
Right.
That was it. That's it. Right. You won't see that.
But like forget Sony, but just like the two universes.
Yeah. To separate them.
Right, and to be able to bring in these other these versions of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man that were over. Yeah.
I think that was kind of maybe the wetting the palate for everybody that hey, Doctor Strange can bring these folks from different realms. Yeah. So but here I felt like there was a disconnect.
Well, America Chavez is unfortunately a plot device. Like you need her to be able to because they've been setting up Wanda and Scarlet Witch from the very end of WandaVision, right? Like she wants her kids back. Point blank.
Right.
And there's another version of her that's with her kids. So if she's going to be your antagonist, you need for there to be something that she needs desperately. And that is America. She needs, like, you can't do that with Doctor Strange, right? She's not going to twist Doctor Strange's arm to open up the multiverse so she can go to her kids. She needs to go after America. Doctor Strange needs to be charged with responsibility of protecting her at all costs. There's your conflict and there's your desire for both characters.
Can you refresh my memory? And this is sad because it's been hours since I've watched the movie, but that's the part either I dozed off or
it wasn't hard to do.
Right, but like. Wanda already had the ability to go to these different, like she was basically opening the multiverse through the Darkhold, right?
Remember they said it's only temporary. Remember they were saying it's only temporary.
So she needed that power.
Yeah, you can't. Okay. You can. That's dream, right. You can dream walk, but it's not a permanent thing.
She was dream walking.
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, like wherever she was, it was kind of like. I hate to draw back on some more crazy Disney stuff. It was kind of like what Luke Skywalker was doing a little bit.
Yes, true.
You know what I'm saying? In whatever movie that was.
Right,
whichever one that was.
The Last Jedi.
Yeah, was that the one with the milk? No, that was the last. Yeah, okay. Anyway, it was kind of like that. So she's she's dream walking, and that's not a permanent thing. You can only do that for so long.
Gotcha. That's right. Right. I forgot about that.
And so she would possess the body and do. And remember, she dream walked a long time when she all scorched earth on the Illuminati property.
Right.
She was doing that for a minute.
Right.
But that was what it was.
Okay,
so it's
gotcha.
temporary.
Okay.
But she still needed America to actually move through the portal on a permanent basis, upon which time she would deal with that version of her. You know what I'm saying? Then take over.
I gotcha. So if she got her power, if she was able to obtain her power,
she could step on through and not have the dream walk
and then just stay there.
And stay there.
Right.
Correct.
Or go to other versions of her kids.
Correct. And and that was my thing, right? Like, and I'm jumping around which one part I kind of thought was cool when America was like, "You want that?" Then and blah, and opened the portal and threw her in there with her other self, and
right.
saw that the kids were scared to death of her, and she, that played on her emotions.
Right.
In my mind, I'm thinking, well, why not you go to another one? How many? I'm surely there's some other universes where Wanda has her kids, and just start there.
Right.
What is it about that one that you have to have? So. I don't know, but yes, there's your catalyst. You have, the desires for both pro and antagonist and the conflict.
Right.
So I think America was that. There had to be something that they both were trying to get, and that's what it was.
Right.
So, like I said, man, I don't know that the story was terrible, but I do believe that Miss America, as it were, or America Chavez, was placed there. She was a necessary plot device. It was a necessary plot device.
Right.
So.
Right.
But I get it.
Right.
Because what else can you do? I'm not aware of anybody else in the Marvel universe that can move through the multiverse like that. I personally thought that there was going to be some connection with Strange and the TVA or something, because I thought it was kind of set up already on how to get from a different timeline. Because that's what I'm saying. Because to me, timeline and multiverse, they're not the same. I'm struggling with that.
Yeah, I think
I'm struggling with that.
Well,
I don't.
Yeah, I
so
think,
where are we going with the Loki stuff? If this is, I thought we were going to see this timeline stuff in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, but I think you're.
What am I missing? Educate me.
Yeah, I don't. I guess I'm not thinking that hard about it. Like, yes, I see your point. I think there should be a connection between if Loki is talking about the multiverse, and now in Loki they're talking about different
variants of a different person,
right, which is the multiverse. Which is
it's the same thing.
Yeah, so I mean,
all variants. Like we saw variants of Doctor Strange, multiple ones throughout this movie.
So yeah, I mean it's one and the same to me. So like you're trying to separate them, and I don't think you should separate.
Right.
them.
So why? So okay. So. Yeah, and that's why I say
why are you separating them?
Right, we need her to be able to move back and forth through them.
I don't think,
because up until now we've had no means through which to travel to get to any of these multiverses.
That's true.
Get to any of these timelines.
Yeah, they just use her as a device.
They used her as the door. Period.
Right.
They put her in there. She's the door, and we got two opposing forces trying to get to or protect the door.
Right.
Period.
Right.
That's what she was.
Yeah. Which felt kind of
forced.
Yeah, it did felt it felt forced, because I think I could have bought that Doctor Strange could do a spell and go to another multiverse.
Correct. But then you'd have this fight at the very beginning. Like, so now you would have Scarlet Witch and him fighting at the very beginning. You see what I'm saying? Like, because that's all she would have to do. If she knows Doctor Strange can do it, she would have to do something. Even if there was like this book that they had to get, and whoever got to the book could cast a spell to do it.
Yeah.
I could have gone with that. Like, I don't know that we needed America Chavez or anybody else. I don't care.
So here's my theory on
I was not interested in her character that much.
Well, here's my theory on this movie. I really feel like this movie, a lot of times when you shift direction in terms of directors, I think the movie suffers. So I think Scott Derrickson when they first came out, they were talking about horror elements,
Yes.
werewolves,
Yep.
and all kinds
We
of
thought we was gonna see some Blade because they was talking about werewolves and vampires
supernatural.
and stuff. Yep.
Yeah. The magic element. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was like, okay, yeah, like
Yeah, we all were. I was.
right. And again, I wasn't like, ooh, Blade's gonna show up. I wasn't like that, but.
But it could have been a possibility, right? Based on
Right.
the type of stuff that they were talking
Right,
about.
and then the
introducing.
chaos magic and all that stuff, like having Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange was a good pairing.
Yeah.
It's just the way it turned out in this movie. It didn't. I don't know. It just didn't vibe for me. I don't know.
No.
It was a lot of elements that just felt forced.
No.
So that's a story, like, and then it gets to the Illuminati, like,
Yeah.
The universe that they're in, 838 or whatever.
Yes, 838.
Right. So there's this Illuminati, and there's this
The council,
basically scene where you see this council that's made up of Black Bolt from the failed Inhumans
failed Inhumans on ABC.
Oh,
Yes.
it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Abysmal.
Yeah. Captain Carter
from What If, like you saw in What If.
Captain Marvel. The black Captain Marvel.
Right.
Female Captain Marvel.
Right.
Professor X, which they had already gave away.
Right.
In countless trailers. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't know how to feel about that, because it just feels like a cheap, like, that'll get them. And we've talked about this before.
Facts. We talked about that. Facts. And the MCU has never had
that
to do
implication
that before.
the implication is they played off of, they knew that everybody knows in geek culture that Marvel got the Fox property. They got X-Men.
And everybody's waiting on them.
Right.
X-Men is like paramount in tons of Marvel fans.
Right.
To the point where they're their favorite.
Right.
Like, period, point blank.
Right.
So yeah, that was them saying, "Come on in."
Right.
Come on in.
Right.
And
less about Doctor Strange.
Yep.
Which I have a problem with.
Facts.
Like I want to see a movie. If I'm going to a Doctor Strange movie, I want to see a Doctor Strange movie.
But they know Doctor Strange is not at this point not at the forefront of your mind, I guess, right? You just saw Spider-Man. Right?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. That
I
shouldn't
know
matter.
it does, but it does. It shouldn't. You know, I get it. But like when I got excited, I saw my man.
If I go to a Blade movie and there's another character in there, I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm there for Blade.
Yeah,
you better develop Blade.
Yeah.
If you don't develop Blade and I'm getting some other random character that I should care about, don't call it Blade. Like that. That's how I feel about like with this Doctor Strange movie.
They should not have revealed any of those characters. Trailers were showing Captain Carter. Now they did not show Reed Richards. That excited me.
That was dope.
When I saw that dude,
dope. That was dope.
I was like, I was very excited.
Right.
That was the point in the movie. I think I was the most happiest. I think I was the happiest.
Right. I perked
without
up.
question. I did too. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
But as you know, it looked like it was just again Easter eggy fan service because Wanda sold all them up in under 5 minutes, and and it was fun to see them. But she killed them all. Like she killed,
and the way she killed them was like
Black
Bolt.
Listen,
you don't have a mouth,
right? That man tried to talk and killed himself.
Right. That was dope.
Head imploded.
Right. That was dope.
It was dope.
Yeah.
It was dope.
Again, dope.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like cool, average movie with some real cool surprises in it, man. It's like, ooh, that part was probably the best part of the movie for me.
Shows the extent of Scarlet Witch's power.
Yes.
And she's a problem. If she's still on the board, she's a problem.
If she's still on the board, because it looked as if she is no longer on the board the way it ended, but we all know. And which brings me to this now. This multiverse or timelines, however you want to use, the terms interchangeably, fine. If you like it, I love it. But death in the MCU, I feel like it's gonna get to a point where it just means nothing anymore. You remember how you felt at the Ash Out?
Yeah.
In Infinity War?
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I knew,
solemn. Yeah, but
I knew,
but at the
back.
same time,
yeah,
though,
it was effective.
It felt. If you did that today, you'd be like, "Oh, damn!"
Right.
When they coming back,
right?
Like you figured they were coming back, right? Like, let's not be silly, Spider-Man. Yes. But at the same time, there was something in your stomach, like, well, what if they don't? Like, what if they? What they gonna do?
Right.
You've no worry with this now that you got timelines and you got multiverses and people getting, you know what I'm saying, whacked, in 5 minutes. I mean, Reed Richards and them went out so fast. Death is cheapened in the MCU. Like, what direction are we going now?
Yes. Like, so that brings me to my point on that. I felt cheap because I felt like, okay, we're gonna pay y'all fan service. And again, I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but we're going to pay y'all fan service.
Mm-hmm. We're going to give you Reed
all
Richards.
That chatter y'all done online. Uh-huh. We hear you.
Yep.
We hear you.
Come on, get this Illuminati.
Right. Get this Reed Richards.
Get it. We've been teasing dude for Reed Richards for 2-3 years.
And I pray that he continues to be Reed Richards when they roll out Fantastic Four. They really got to do it.
They got to do it.
But if they don't,
I can't unsee that. They got to do it.
Right. But now I feel like, okay, if they do a Fantastic Four movie, it's still going to be exciting. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't know how to phrase it. It just feels like, okay, it would have been more effective. I don't know. Maybe I'm all wrong. Maybe I know that Doctor Strange falls into this universe, and then yes, there's a universe where we see some, alternate characters. So great, check the nerd box. Okay,
right.
But I think the way they rolled it out just makes you go like, well, they put Patrick Stewart in here, and I think they play on your expectations. And I think what I gotta do, and this is one thing I was telling Wish Kid. Because I know she's been reading House of M,
yeah,
and she was thinking like, "Oh, it's the Illuminati," and like it's like,
no,
X-Men is not coming.
Right, they're not coming.
They're not coming.
And because she had no X-Men to kill, as per the actual storyline, she just killed the Illuminati.
Right. How about set them up when there's an X-Men movie?
That's like, correct.
Yeah, or find a way, like if there's some big event where it means the X-Men are coming.
Right.
That makes sense, but I don't know how they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I like to have the stuff dropped on my head. It's like I want that feeling that I got when Thanos turns and smiles at everybody lost their mind.
They did.
I think I'm waiting for that. These right here are not.
They're not going to do it. It's become clear that they're not.
It doesn't feel on that level like when Reed Richards showed up, I was like, "Ooh,
yeah!"
And then when they went through everything, I was like, "Oh, like
yep.
I just
it was
kind of
over as fast as it started."
And it kind of cheapened when they do roll out Fantastic Four.
Right,
I'm just kind of like, ah,
yep, yeah.
Now, what could happen is they cast. It's a danger because if they cast somebody else as Mr. Fantastic,
no, they wouldn't dare. Man,
it's a different universe. It's a different Captain Marvel.
Well, listen.
It's a different Captain Marvel.
Man, they better not do that to me. I can't unsee that, man.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do an Inhumans movie.
Well, yeah, who cares? But I'm talking about Reed Richards. I don't care. You don't have to. I don't have to ever see Black Bolt again. But I'm saying
he has a dope power though.
He does, man.
I mean, it's
the way they showed him killing Doctor Strange. Talk to him, bro.
Right.
Like,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Right.
But no, man, I can't unsee my man. I can't unsee my man as Reed Richards dude. You got to do it now. I'll be mad if they don't. Like, I'm gonna be legit upset if they don't. Like, he just looks like him. They've been teasing.
Right.
They've been doing those photos of him.
Right.
And it looked. That's just how he looked. Like, I feel like they took a legit headshot of him in the thing and put it out there. And he looked like he been wearing that suit for years. So no, that dude's Reed Richards. I'm sorry.
Right.
Jim from The Office. Come on.
Right.
We need. But like you said, man, just
he's dope in Jack Ryan. I like that show.
Yeah. I understand.
You should watch that.
I understand
on Amazon.
he's putting in work.
Yeah, he put in work.
Yeah. And I'm sure he would do, put in work in this MCU.
Right. And even when he was doing that speech about his wife and the kids, I get it.
Yeah.
Because I think
I
Franklin is like on some multiverse stuff too. Like, can deal with space and time and all that stuff. But
yeah, because apparently 616, aka the universe that we have all come to know and love throughout these MCU movies, is the only one that has no knowledge whatsoever of the multiverse, while others are very well versed to the point where they're doing research and they understand how it works,
right,
and everything, and they're unsurprised when folks come stumbling through from their multiverse into theirs.
Right,
they're almost they're prepared for it, whereas 616 and Disney and Marvel, they've not figured it out.
Yeah, and I'm just saying all this to say
crazy.
that like it just felt like another distraction. Like, okay, what's the development on Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
Like,
it was not a legit sequel from one, because nothing was. I mean, it just these sequels don't.
The only thing that carried over was his love for
girl, yeah,
right,
yeah.
Christine.
Yes.
And they had that one scene where he goes to the wedding and that kind of deal.
Yeah.
The other thing that I struggled with was, I don't know if they did this in the trailer on purpose, but they made you think that the what if Doctor Strange, the Doctor Strange that was soaking up all the power, was in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, that was
unless that was
good.
just me.
That was just good marketing. Yeah, I kind of felt like that was going to be it too.
Right.
No what if elements past Captain Carter.
Because I was like, okay, if he has to fight himself,
and that fight was whack.
Right. Music note this dude to death.
Man, I was just like, man, come on. Come on. When is this fight over with?
Man, don't treble clef this dude
to
death,
treble cleft him.
Get this clef. You know what I'm saying?
This good clef. Hey, bruh. Harp notes and piano.
Slap you with my G minor.
Church organ notes.
Right.
Be flatten you to death.
Right.
What are we doing, man?
Yeah. What?
Yo, this sequel.
Possess
this
Kenny
sequel,
G.
This sequel is quaint. You must be popular with the children.
So, that's where I was like, it was starting to okay, and I'm looking at my watch going, wow, the movie's about to end.
Yeah.
And they treble cleffing each other?
Right. Hurry up, man. Get to the ish.
Right.
Why are we treble cleffing? And
Now the effect was dope. I was like, okay, this dude pulled notes and made weapons out of
but the
but
music,
after a while,
but they were playing songs with man, get out of here with that. It's ridiculous, man. It's stuff for children, man. But these sequels don't progress the character for whom they are. These sequels more than they try to further the overall property, because this had nothing to do.
Disagree. That Captain America.
No, I'm talking about this movie.
Oh, this movie.
This movie,
okay.
And even maybe I feel like Ragnarok didn't really either.
Yeah, Ragnarok was a shift of direction.
Right.
Yeah, it was a shift in direction.
And
now we're jokey joke.
Yeah, and I feel like what was
we're in the Guardians of the Galaxy territory.
Yeah, what was the other one I felt like didn't really do a true sequel? I can't remember. I had it on the tip of my tongue. I forgot now. But I feel like that's what they're doing. They're not really developing the character from sequel to sequel more than they are developing the property itself. Mm-hmm. The overarching MCU geek soap opera. We got to keep that moving. Forget about Mordo and developing that and what is he doing to go on this crusade? Yes, that's the guy.
Yeah, and when they were showing him, I was like, okay, it's on and popping.
That was 838 Mordo, and it was not the dude who was warning about the overdue bill.
Right.
And
even Doctor Strange, like, you're still jealous of me, and I was like, no, man, come on.
You've not dealt with him back in 616.
Right.
He's in 616 hunting down other sorcery.
Right.
He doesn't like this. He's trying to restore balance
to the natural law.
Yeah, to the natural law, and we've still not revisited that.
Right.
And I don't know how you leave that hanging like that in a sequel to the movie where that was established. It's like they're just, like you said, directionless. You put it.
And there were tastes of it where, like, he was fighting Mordo, and I was like, oh, I forgot Doctor Strange could throw down a little bit because he was training in the arts.
That's correct.
In the first one.
That's correct. But this had nothing to do with the end of Strange 1. This was him trying to protect 838 from what they had already experienced from their version of Doctor Strange. He's like, we can't have no more Stranges. Had nothing to do with him disrupting the natural order or anything like that. And so
yeah, and then like the whole bit with the zombie Strange, like I just felt like that was just Sam Raimi going, "Hey, I can do zombie stuff."
Yeah. Yeah, and you hit me up to that. You gave me an
like with
education
Army of
on
Darkness,
that.
which
that
is
went over
which
my
is
head.
great. Like
yeah.
he was a master of that. Like when those movies came out, like and this dude, like I'm not trying to diminish Sam Raimi at all, but it just felt
absolutely.
like,
but that's his thing. That's his jam.
This will be a cool prop.
Yeah, and I can put my signature on it. People to know this is my stamp. It's kind of like signing your work,
right?
Signing your art,
right. And I guess it was clever. Like I think at this point I was just kind of like, okay,
is
really,
it over?
you're gonna possess this corpse that you buried in some bricks,
yeah, in
another universe. Like he pulled that from another universe,
yeah,
which is dope.
Yeah, Doc Strange is overpowered.
Yes,
let me tell you something. And I understand he needed books and stuff to do what he did, but he's still dope. Like Doc Strange is not to be messed with. This guy, I remember leaving the first Strange movie thinking, who can get with this man in the MCU? Like if he just decided to go completely rogue like Superman, right? Like if he decided, we
got the what if.
I'm going to be the dude. Right.
Right. That's exactly what we got. What if. That's like one of the best episodes I've seen. Like that episode where
Strange is unstoppable.
Right.
Unless you got math.
That's what I thought was going to happen. And that's my problem. I think with what if, the timing of all this stuff with what if, I was almost sure of it that they were going to use the what if Doctor Strange. And when I saw like Captain Carter in this one, I was like, oh, well, maybe they got some
doing a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah. Which I liked. I liked that she was in, like there's a version of her.
Yeah, I liked her. Yeah. I liked watching her do her thing.
Yeah.
She even threw in a little tagline.
Right. I can do this all day. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm feeling empty, man.
It's an average movie, bro. It's what it is.
It shouldn't be average.
Should not be
kicking off the summer,
this should have been that fork in the road right here. The touch point. This movie. This one.
Right.
You're dealing with timelines or whatever the hell you want to call timelines, multiverse. This is it.
Because the way they rolled out, and again, I hate to bring up No Way Home, but the way they rolled that out, where it was like, you didn't get an end credit scenes, you got a full trailer of this.
Full-on trailer of this. So what? Like it's going down.
Right.
No, it ain't. It ain't going down. and now it's like I'm looking. What movie is gonna be that? Certainly not open mic night at Chuckles with Taika Waititi and the Asgardians of the Galaxy. Certainly not that one. That ain't opening up nothing. Right?
You never know. Through comedy, might get a gem. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I feel like every time I'm watching Thor, I need 2-drink minimum and an appetizer. Get out of here. Where am I right now?
Applebee's?
Zany's. 2-drink minimum. What? Disney.
Don't rush the stage, Wally.
Don't rush. I know, right? I know. That's what I feel like. I feel like Will Smith slapping Taika Waititi. Slap. Yeah, I don't want to get Dave Chappelle around this month.
Maybe Marvel will have him in a film. You know what I'm saying? What character would he play?
I don't know. Slappy Modappy. I don't know. He'll make up a character.
All right, man. All right. So yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling. Like this is bad. Like Doctor Strange is a easy favorite for me.
Now let's be clear. We're not saying the movie was trash, right? We're not saying that. But it is very underwhelming.
Yeah, it's underwhelming.
Way too average to be what it needed to be at this juncture.
Right.
It was an average movie.
Right.
Name the average movies. Like even
Dark World.
Yeah, average.
The first Thor movie was it's a hard.
It's hard to introduce a thunder god.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And trying to give him someone worthy of his might to fight.
Right.
Thor is going to be tough.
Right.
And you may be getting the same. I mean, because we talking about some overpowered characters, man.
Right.
And Strange, you had to put him, you had to pit him against the Scarlet Witch, man. You had to.
Right.
Who else is he going to fight?
Right. You know, Captain America, in comparison to Winter Soldier in Civil War,
you talking about the first Avenger?
It was decent.
Yeah, it was
decent.
Yeah. But it was a begin, like you said, it was an origin.
Right.
We should not be getting average Doc Strange.
No.
We've seen so much of Doctor Strange between that first movie and now, man.
And his fight with Thanos and the stakes should be up and up and up and up.
Unacceptable to be average at this point.
Right.
You know, if the Eternals want to be average to bad, fine. You know, first Iron Man wasn't average.
No, not
Good
at all.
Lord. You know what I'm saying? We talking about 2008 to kick the whole franchise off.
Right.
But then you're going to give me an average Doc Strange movie?
Right.
Nah.
You know, Hulk, the Incredible Hulk was an average movie.
Hard to...
I
mean, he has to fight entire militaries. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they had the Abomination in there. It was still average.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. Still some of the best fighting.
Yes.
Like that best fight scene is still up there.
But for a movie, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing we got to start doing this with Marvel movies. It's like
they gotta have a higher standard, man.
Right.
They're not meeting their own standard anymore. But no one's calling them on it, man. It's like, you know, not to act like I know more than everybody else. I certainly do not. But I mean, they're a victim of their own success in my mind. Like, you know, and they feel like they don't really have to go hard like that. But man, you can't turn.
What the audience is.
Yeah, if they caping for them.
Now, is it just me? But for some reason, I'm walking in the theater. I don't see a lot of people flooding the theater.
There was 25, and that's high end. I'll say 20 to 25 people in the theater. I was at Dr.
Normally at a Marvel movie,
full. All of them are
right.
Like I bought a ticket the night before.
Right.
Less than 24 hours before the showing that I bought.
And that's even with multiple theater, because I get it. Okay,
yeah,
you can get
every
a seat.
screen is showing it in their theater, but still, back in the day, oh well, you got to wait to see this one.
Right. I wonder if that's a symptom of the pandemic, because there's not as many movies coming in the theater, and then
people
the theater
might be still
says,
a little too nervous.
Well, but the theater's like, well, I'll just if I have 16 screens, 12 of them got Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've been in situations where it's sold out everywhere.
Man, pandemic over. You see,
right?
Spider-Man showed that. Batman showed that. Pandemic over.
Right. So, I don't know, man. It's just strange, man. I just
no pun intended.
Yeah. Like, I'm not excited. Now that I've seen this, I'm not excited about the next installment of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're getting one. I don't.
No, he said Doctor Strange will return. Remember, it
that's
said
right.
at the end.
I didn't stay for the end. I didn't stay for the pizza puff. What is that? What happened?
Yeah, the guy stopped beating himself up, and he said it's over, and then the lights came on.
Right. Yeah, and that was paying homage to Bruce Campbell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I like that cameo. I mean, I get it. Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, Army of Darkness. Like, I get it. Like, love that. I had a tough time. I had a tough time with the zombie Strange. I don't know why.
The dead Strange.
Yeah.
OP in the mug though. Like for you to be able to use, he's doing stuff that not even Wanda was doing. Like Strange is on something else, man. Like he's just something else. I had I wasn't even interested in Charlize Theron's. I had to look her up. I had no idea who she was. I found out.
Which is fine. I'm totally fine with that. Like, and I don't mind the end credit scene. I just the movie wasn't.
Didn't do it, but to your point, it didn't do anything to help show us what direction you're going in.
Right.
It was just
And I guess so. Is he? So now,
he's
when it ended, it was
he had
like
the third eye
got,
still in his.
Yeah, like
is somebody dream walking? Didn't she destroy all the dark holds?
Yeah, but see, he soaked up the dark hold, so that's why Wong was saying, "You feeling all right?"
Yeah,
because
you did a lot.
You did a lot in that dark hole, like
right.
You got to pay the cost.
Yeah,
somewhere.
So
I guess the third eye is a remnant of that.
Yeah.
I guess.
So I don't know
because
they setting
the other
him up
Strange
for antagonism later.
I don't know.
Dude.
Because the other Strange that he fought,
he had
the third
that too.
eye,
He did. Because he said the dark hold does. What did he say? The dark hold takes a toll. Is
right.
what he was saying.
Right.
And it looks
you
like
don't want this.
Yeah.
Right.
And it looked like he ended up with whatever that was.
Right. So.
But like you said, I don't even care. Like next Doctor Strange come out, I ain't. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, maybe that's something, and maybe I'm missing something that's comic book related, where he has a third eye.
Yeah.
And what's the
significance of it?
Does the power level adjust now? Now that he has a third eye. So, I don't know, but I was underwhelmed. I know that's probably not going to be a popular review for a lot of you, but
no,
I just
it won't. But join the club, man. Join me on this island. I've been out here for a long time,
right.
bro.
And this doesn't mean
it's not as lonely as it.
And again, I'm gonna make clear this doesn't mean I'm throwing out the MCU.
No, we're not throwing it out. I'm still gonna go back. Black Panther. Yeah. I mean, I'll see the little Thor movie. I got to. Some responsibility to the podcast. I'll go see the movie, but whatever, man. Black Panther, come on. Wakanda Forever.
Right.
Come on, Namor. That'll make me happy. A really good story with Namor in it. That'll make me really happy. That will. I really need Black Panther to be good. Thor ain't gonna be. I so need Black Panther to blow me away, man. Because I'm tired, man. I'm tired of average to below average, man. I'm tired. And that's like I'm saying, that's just for me. I know I'm out here on this island, but man, for me, man, I just really, I'm really starting to have a disdain for.
I'd rather have fewer movies.
The connected universe, and they got to do this stuff to fit with this. And in order to do that, the stories might be rushed. And I mean, I just, you know what? Forget just give me I don't know, man.
I mean, you have a point. Yeah, I think it's
had a one-off because man, when they didn't have as much out there, right? When they just had little Iron Man, and then they would throw in, little stuff. When it was slowly climbing, they seem to be at such a rapid pace with many more characters now, to where they got to put some on TV and some in the movie. And to your point, man, the TV stuff's been better.
Right.
The TV stuff has been better to where you waiting for Wednesday night or Friday night or whenever the thing comes on, you're waiting.
Right.
and they're rarely disappointing.
It goes from week to week.
Yeah, obviously,
there'll be an episode or two.
Obviously, but when you put them all together, right? When you
sense.
put them all together, you're like, okay, this is a movie and a half of goodness or so. 2 movies, right? Because you figure they're anywhere between 35 minutes apiece. The bottom end. But the movies, man, these movies here, man, this has been truly Faye's snore, y'all.
So here's a challenge: if this movie was broken up into a TV series, do you think your experience would be better? Just as I still feel like it would be the same. It would be the same result. I
don't know that. Yeah, the way it was written, you could tell that we don't want episodic, progression. We need for this to all happen relatively quickly. We need to establish America Chavez fast, so you can understand what's at stake here as far as multiverse travel and things of that nature. Setting up the goals for both pro and antagonist. I mean,
right.
It wasn't built to be a TV show. They would have to add an episode or 2,
right,
to stretch it out what was already kind of slow.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know.
Right.
Give us your opinions. I'm sure you will. I'm sure we'll hear them. You offline. We gonna hear them. We gonna hear them.
Well, they already said we gonna hate on it.
Right, they already put us down, but they be penciling us in for the hate.
It's funny how they penciled me in. They just scooted me in there. Oh, you didn't like No Way Home? Here you go.
And that's correct. Yep. As soon as and you was in their good graces until you said what you said about Spider-Man, and then all of a sudden, excommunicated. I've been excommunicated for a minute, bro. So hey, it's not as bad as it looks.
And I'm still me. It's not like I'm just hating for hating's sake.
Yeah, man. Why would we do that? There's no benefit in that. You know what I'm saying? And then anyway, it's all opinion, man. It's all opinion.
Right.
So there's no fact here. We all know what we like.
Right.
But I like to think
dope moments. But
oh my God!
For the movie, it's like
right.
Just give me the Illuminati as a YouTube clip, and I'll watch that over and over.
That's
again.
what I say about a lot of this stuff. Just give me 15 minutes of whatever it is you trying to put together with these bad plot, these plot devices just to get to. Just do it on YouTube
or throw it on Disney.
Throw it on Disney Plus as a short.
Right.
What if? Give me that.
Yeah.
Cool. What y'all doing here? These stories you writing, they trash. They not.
I don't want to call them trash. I think because, like you said, it has to feed into this bigger narrative that they're trying to cook, which we're not sure what they're trying to cook right now.
How long did it take before we realized that Infinity Stones was the thing? How many movies in where we were like, man?
I can't remember, but I liked how they did it because it was like they didn't start calling them Infinity Stones until movie was at.
But see, even before that, though, Rowls, they did establish a goal at the very beginning.
Correct.
The assembly of these people, these Avengers, the Avengers Initiative. That was put out day one. We are trying to put together a team. That was this, and now for what? Who? It doesn't matter.
Well, they had that attack on.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That was the goal. We had an established goal. We don't have that now. We don't know what the goal is right now.
Right.
Or the initiative or whatever. We don't have any of that. We're just creating characters and, it's just a comic book smorgasbord right now is what we got. And
now, I will say I feel like there's a push for young Avengers.
That's what it feels like, when you start looking at the characters.
You have America Chavez. You have
Kate Bishop.
You have, what was his name? Patriot.
U.S. agent. No, not Patriot. Yeah, I know you're talking about. You talking about dude from
Patriot.
You talking about dude from dude's is it son or grandson?
His
grandson. Yeah. Elijah. Yes.
Yeah.
Patriot. Yep. You're right. Patriot.
Right.
Yep.
He will eventually become the Patriot.
Yeah.
Right.
That's clear.
Right.
Yeah.
And they made a point of like showing him.
They did.
Yeah. So
they made sure. Yeah.
Right. So.
Which I'm not really interested in that. I don't know. Unfair. I'm not really interested in that.
I'm fine with I would be there.
What about the team this old girl is putting together with
all Thunderbolts?
Yeah.
Right. If they're gonna be the Thunderbolts or Dark.
I mean,
Avengers
they look like they're putting them together, you know,
Right.
with U.S. Agent and Natasha's sister and
Right. Elena.
Yeah. This is us trying to figure out where in the hell they going. That is the MCU.
Then you have Kang. Kang is coming at some point.
But
I'm like, that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, man.
Because he seems to be the big, it's like they don't want to name him the big bad yet.
Yeah.
Or have they? Like, see, that's the thing.
Yeah, The way
and
Loki ended.
And I think the thing is, which movie is going to?
They talking about Ant-Man.
Because he's going to be an Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Right. Hey.
Because otherwise, Ant-Man is nothing you running to see.
No, I'll run to see Ant-Man.
I mean, but you know what I mean. I'm talking compared to some of these other characters, right? Like
I'll run to see Ant-Man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Marvel was doing a good job. Like, and they had a nice blend of comedy and like using Ant-Man's powers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So like that was a nice blend of comedy and it made sense.
Yeah.
You know, Thor. I can deal with some of the comedy, but when it just starts going overboard and Saturday
comedy
Night Live
and Ant-Man and all his little homies, that fit.
Right.
That worked.
Right. Yeah, they had T.I. in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's a golden age. I mean, like I will say that I am thankful that we're in an age where we're even like this stuff is even possible, but I do think there is a weak point to that because now that we have the technology and stuff to do it, and now that Marvel has set this cadence, I do feel like things are just gonna start like story is gonna be like let's just crank this movie out.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange, like I didn't feel like I didn't leave the movie going, you know, this dude's character developed a lot more in this film. It was kind of like, well, he got a third eye.
He got a third eye, yeah. There you go.
And he fought Scarlet Witch and sort of, kind of.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
He fought him as a zombie, dream walking into a zombie, which was, I thought that was pretty cool, actually. Doctor Strange can do a lot of stuff. I wasn't buying Christine fighting off them demons, though. That was kind of stupid. That was stupid. Ain't no way.
They just repeated. Well, I don't want to say repeated, but even the bit where she figured out how to use the thing.
Yeah,
that was in the first one because he tried to use it on boy, Mags. Well, I forgot.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen.
And he was like, "Do you even know how to use that?"
Yeah,
he was like,
yeah.
"No."
Yeah.
It's like, well,
yeah.
Slap you a couple times. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, y'all let us know what you think.
Underwhelmed.
You know yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. That wasn't a bad movie, but I ain't running to go back and see them. You know
yeah, it's not. Yeah,
when that mud hit the shelf, it'll stay there. I ain't.
Right.
Won't watch it again.
Watch the first Doctor Strange though.
Yeah,
it's
10
really
times
solid.
better than that. Yeah.
Right.
There it is. Yeah, you have it. Here we go. Yes, Face Snore. Let us know what you think, and EST982 podcast is .com is the website, and it is always without the .com. It is the tag on IG and Facebook group. Patreon.com/EST982 podcast is the Patreon location where you can become a patron once again for as little as $1 to help us keep these lights on. So let us know what you think on either one of those. And until next time, people, we'll holla at you.
Peace.